I'm the Rules Girl, and this is Middara, a co-op choose-your-own-adventure miniatures combat game for 1 to 4 players. In Middara, players build a unique adventure with special equipment and abilities, and face dangerous adversaries across various terrain, all while progressing through an engaging and twisting narrative. Middara includes a dungeon crawl mode and an adventure mode. While the adventure mode will focus on building your adventures and playing through the story, this video will focus on setting up the crawl and learning game mechanics. To begin a crawl, select one scenario from the crawl book. After setting up the first encounter, take note of the encounter's end conditions. You win or lose the encounter as soon as one of these conditions is met. As you play through scenarios, you'll interact with various tokens on map tiles. When a token is activated, use the red reveal decoder over the corresponding text in the rulebook to learn what happens next. Totems reveal additional information for the encounter and are activated when any adventurer is within line of sight. Loot tokens grant treasure and items. Objectives represent various tasks and conditions for the encounter. At the start of the encounter, the adventurer or combatant at the front of the initiative track takes the first turn. On your turn, you'll go through these 5 phases. 1. Start of turn phase. 2. Status phase. 3. Refresh phase. 4. Action phase. And 5. End of turn phase. At the start of your turn, begin by resolving any start of turn special encounter rules or abilities. Next, resolve any effects or abilities that have the status tag. Next, recover stamina points equal to your adventurer's stamina recovery bar, and unexhaust any exhausted cards. It's now time to take actions. You can take any number of actions and abilities, so long as you have the stamina points to trigger them. In addition to any abilities you may have on discipline or item cards, you have 4 standard actions. 1. Move. 2. Attack or cast a spell. 3. Encounter action. And 4. Re-equip. You may take only 1 move action on your turn. To move, spend 1 stamina point and move your figure orthogonally up to your movement value. You can move through any ally's space, but you can't end your movement on it. If you'd like, you can spend an additional stamina point to move 2 more spaces. When moving, you will encounter different types of terrain. Leaving hindering terrain or water costs 2 movement. If you take any action or ability while in muck, it costs an additional stamina. You cannot move onto or through obstructing terrain. If you end your movement on a dangerous space, you are defeated. You may also move up and down elevated terrain that increases or decreases by 1. If you move up 2, you cannot move back down. And if you move down by 3, your adventurer falls to their death and is defeated. To make an attack, follow these steps. 1. Choose your target. If you're using a melee ability, your target must be adjacent. If you're using a range ability, your target must fall within your ability's range, and you must have line of sight. You have line of sight if you can draw a line from the center of your square to your opponent's square. 2. Build the combat dice pool. Take the die or dice listed on your equipped weapons and add them to your pool. If you'd like, you may choose to empower your attack by spending 1 stamina point and adding the black die to your pool. 3. Roll to hit. Roll the dice in your combat pool and add their numbers together. Next, add to your roll any bonus values from your weapons and abilities if you rolled their matching symbols. If your total is equal to or greater than your target's defense value, your attack hits. But beware! If you empowered your attack and rolled a skull, your entire attack misses. Similarly, if your target has a dodge action, they'll add 1 to their defense for each shield they rolled on the black die. 4. Determine damage. If your attack hit, calculate the difference between your total attack value and your target's defensive value. Next, subtract your target's armor value from the difference. Add damage tokens to your target's card, equal to the total. Spellcasting is similar to making a regular attack. To cast a spell, follow these steps. 1. Choose a target within your sphere of influence. 2. Roll your adventurer's casting die to determine your spell's force, adding both your roll and your casting modifier. 3. Your target now makes a conviction check by rolling their conviction dice. If this roll is equal to or greater than your spell's force, the spell fails. Otherwise, your spell hits and you must resolve its effect. Encounter actions are special actions that can only be taken when instructed by your encounter. Follow the printed directions to learn more. To re-equip, spend 1 stamina point. Then take and or store any number of items to and from your pack. You may also use this action to take items from an adjacent adventurer. In addition to standard actions, you may also use abilities listed on your adventure, item, and discipline cards. To use these, spend any listed stamina points, resolve its ability, then either discard it to the item deck or exhaust it. After resolving your actions, resolve any end-of-turn special encounter rules or abilities. Play proceeds to the next character on the initiative track. On enemy combatant turns, players control the Intelligent Combatant card, matching the enemy figures. Intelligent Combatant turns are similar to player turns. Start by resolving start-of-turn special encounters or abilities, then any status effects or abilities. Next, activate the Intelligent Combatant, starting with the first in numerical order. Intelligent combatants follow an AI script based on specific conditions on the map. Start from the top of the AI steps and check the bold text. When one of these conditions is true, resolve the actions underneath. When intelligent combatants move, they always make the safest and smartest move, based on their AI steps. When rolling for attacks or spells, use the listed dice here. After activating the AI steps for intelligent combatant, move on to the next, if applicable, then resolve any end-of-turn special encounter rules or abilities. If the encounter tells you to spawn a new combatant, the active player rolls a black die for each unique one. Place the new combatant's initiative card as many spaces down the initiative track as you rolled shields. When all players and combatants have taken their turns, move the last card in initiative order to the front of the track and continue playing, beginning initiative from the start of the track. The game continues until either the win or loss condition for the encounter has been met. When you reach an end condition, read the story and gain any reward for the encounter. Sometimes, the encounter ends, and other times, new elements will be introduced, extending the game. Work together and fight your hardest to win the game. Ready to play? Start by selecting a scenario from the crawl book. Create the shop by shuffling together the items listed under the shop and train setup. Now, each player chooses an adventurer and takes their matching miniature, adventurer card, and initiative card. Build your adventurer using the scenario's experience and gold to buy items and disciplines. Now, flip the first encounter of your chosen scenario and set it up, paying attention to any special rules, as well as win and lose conditions. Find the listed tiles, tokens, and miniatures, and set them up as shown in the diagram. Distribute any combatant cards evenly among players. Shuffle the initiative cards and deal them into a row to create the initiative track. Each player places their adventurer onto the start space. You're now ready to play! Thank you for watching! If you enjoyed this video, consider liking it and subscribing to the Rules Girl for more rules videos.